My name's Ryan Schneider. I'm an artist that lives in Joshua Tree, California. I was born in Indiana, grew up there. I went to art school in Baltimore at Maryland Institute College of Art, and then moved right to New York, developed like a painting practice. Primarily now my work is sculptural. In 2019, I got a little chainsaw and some wood, and I started playing around with sculpture and very quickly realized like that was what I wanted to be doing. That sculpture was what I wanted to focus on. I'm represented by a gallery called Almin Resh Gallery. That is a French gallery. I've been working with that gallery for 3 years now. The owner and her husband, they developed a relationship with Camille somewhere along the way. Camille had become the director of the Citadel. They collaborated on an exhibition with another artist. Basically, I had never heard of the Citadel. The gallery proposed my work to Camille and she loved it apparently, and we started planning the exhibition. It wasn't my idea, it was my gallery's idea, and then the gallery and Camille really began the collaboration.
On arrive à trouver des sensibilités variées et qui arrivent à se projeter dans ce lieu qui n'est pas évident, puisque c'est un vrai challenge pour les artistes de se confronter à un bâtiment du XVIe siècle avec autant de murs épais, autant d'espace. C'est toujours un grand challenge et donc il faut réussir à trouver des sensibilités qui sont prêtes à affronter ce monument. Alors je l'ai choisi parce que justement son œuvre me paraissait être suffisamment en adéquation avec le monument dans la façon d'interroger la monumentalité. Même ces toutes petites sculptures sont assez puissantes à Ryan et la citadelle avec ses grands murs et ses espaces à la fois cachés et en même temps très ouverts, ça me semblait être un dialogue assez adéquat.
The way I work is I gather a lot of materials. Like my primary material is wood. And for this show, I used redwood from Northern California, but I also began carving stone about a year ago. So I knew I wanted to include a group of stone sculptures in the show. So I got a bunch of stone called Mexican onyx. It's a very physical process. I work with a chainsaw. So for my wood sculptures, I create all of those with a chainsaw. So I'm kind of, working outside all day long. But then when it comes time to actually make my work, I sort of clear myself out. It's kind of meditative. I just take my tool, whatever I'm using, and I kind of just start moving. It's like a physical movement and things come out. I made 40 sculptures and then we used 5 or 6 sculptures that I had already made. I had never visited the Citadel when I was making the work, but I looked through a lot of pictures and videos. I could really feel the energy of the place, like that ancient medieval energy and atmosphere with the big, all of the stone walls and structures. I love the idea of like the fortress, like guarding the town. And I was keeping all of that in consideration as I worked on the sculptures, thinking about the Citadel being like a fortress that protects people and that people were up there watching. So there's a lot of works that have like a sentinel quality in the show where they're like looking out over the horizon. I also made a series of gold mask sculptures for the show that are carved in redwood and then they're gold leafed. So they're covered in 24 karat gold and then they hang on the wall. And those to me felt kind of maybe a mask you would wear in battle or something like that. My work has a very ancient feel to it. I'm very influenced by ancient art of all kinds from all over the world, as well as modernism. In terms of my influences, they're from all over. Picasso is one of my favorite artists. Among many, I love Matisse, Louise Bourgeois, but I also have a very deep interest in indigenous art, so Native American art and craft, African art, Polynesian, Mexican, South Central American art, like ancient art, even further back, like just like Stonehenge times, like those like monolithic carvings from like the very beginning of civilization.
Ryan Schneider s'inspire en effet des primitivismes pour construire un propos qui est le sien, c'est-à-dire parler de l'humanité de tout temps. À partir du moment où l'homme a eu un bout de bois entre les mains ou un bout de pierre, il s'est mis à sculpter une forme humaine ou une forme qui lui ressemblait. Et donc il parle de ça depuis les grottes rupestres jusqu'à nos jours. Et c'est vraiment l'idée d'une transchronologie dans l'histoire de l'art. Il a beaucoup de références pour créer finalement quelque chose qui est très unique.
But of course, what comes out might be reminiscent of things that I've looked at or studied or gotten excited by. It's very intuitive, but it also, I think, is very referential to art history.
Le fil conducteur de cette exposition, c'est la spiritualité et un peu la surprise de découvrir une galerie de personnages qui offre des petits moments assez méditatifs dans la citadelle. En fait, Ryan Schneider, il a envie que le visiteur se pose un peu avec les personnages qu'il a proposés et qu'il regarde différemment le monument d'une façon un peu plus, en effet, méditative et spirituelle.